Good morning. Welcome to Margaret being Margaret. You're over there. I have to use, I'm filming on my iPad. So, all bets are off. Dressing myself out. How is everybody? I started putting my eyebrows on. This is the deal. Because I'm on my iPad, I don't have my makeup mirror. This could be disastrous. So the eyebrows are on before I realize I really have to talk to my people friends because I haven't done that and it's not very nice of me and I know it. So what's been going on in your world? I have problems. I have problems we've got to talk about. First of all, I love winter. I've said it. I like being cold better than I like being hot. Now, what I've realized is what I like most is what most of us hate, is I like it being dark. Because I like being in the house. I wish I could see my lips to see if I just did that. And I like getting cozy. The other day, oh, wrong place. Goes down there. All right, well, that's interesting. The other day, I realized it's getting cold at night. It got to 52 in the house the other night. Yes, I know. It got too cold. I got up in the morning and I was a little bit chilly. But I still breathe better, so no yelling involved. Please. But I did realize I've got to turn the heat on. And the other thing is getting into bed with it that cold and getting out of bed for the many necessary trips during the night. Whew, you have to talk yourself into it. So anyway, stripped the bed, which, I've got those zip-on sheets, but it's up against the wall, so it's not an easy project. I stripped the top sheet, took everything off. Then I have a Sleep Number bed. I love it. I've had it for 20 years, probably more, the twin size one. Once my husband and I started sleeping in separate rooms, that tells you how things were going. It's just the same bronzer. Just right there, because that's where I have too much eye socket. It's funny, when I do this, I think, well, nothing's changed. And then I turn the mirror, turn it around afterwards and think, wow, that did quite a bit. So we're not doing eyeliner because I would kill myself without a real mirror. This is going to be enough, right? I don't anticipate going anywhere, but the minute you say you don't anticipate going anywhere, you go somewhere. I stripped the bed because it's a Sleep Number bed, and I had the inner part replaced a couple years ago. It wouldn't hold air. Well, it turns out it probably wasn't that part, even though I was sure it was. It's probably where the hose connects to the mattress itself. Yes, I know. I need to call them. I know that. I haven't. So that if I leave that connected, it deflates within days. Well, to fix that, you just put a cap on it. So I've only have to fill it like, winter, spring. And the other night I realized it was way too soft. So while I'm stripping the bed, I'm going to unzip the mattress cover and I'm going to wrestle with it. And it is wrestling. It's ridiculous. So I get it. I don't want to take the whole cover off. Long story, it's a Margaret story. And I finally get it open, full body sweat at this point. Fill it, get it as firm as what I think I should have it. Get the cap back on it before it all goes hissing back out. It's just a comedy show. And put it all back together. Remember that the reason I started this whole thing is because I wanted to put the heated sheet on underneath the real sheets. So I wrestle that on. It's not easy. Get it all done. Have my new top sheet, the zip sheet, get that on. By now I need a nap. And get ready to put everything back on it. After I get the whole bloody thing made, I pick up the sheets from the floor where I had thrown them to go in laundry. The clean top sheet, the fitted sheet, is sitting on the floor. I put the other sheet back on. Now, it's not a big deal. I was so disappointed in myself. Now, my next question is, did I take it apart and redo it? Go ahead, answer. No, I didn't. The anal part of me was like, oh, you can't let that go for a week. And the part of me that was physically exhausted went, are you nuts? So no, I left it on there. And it's nice, it's firm enough now. And that heated mattress cover, no, it's barely working. I've got to get another one. That one is old, and it's probably seen its better day. And I like that much better than a heated blanket. So that's on my list to look for today. That's my story about trying to make a bloody bed. I failed. The other thing I started to say is getting in bed when the bed is cold is hard, but feels so good waiting for it to warm up. But then, during the night, you make a cocoon, and it's toasty warm. Here's my real dilemma. I cannot get up in the morning. Can't do it. Not because I'm tired. I'm obviously getting plenty of sleep. I'm getting like at least 9 hours because I love the winter cocoon sleeping. But I can't get out of bed. I am laying here, and if I don't have someplace to go, I will wake up at 7, and I will, snooze and just lay in my cocoon and be very, very comfortable until almost 10 o'clock. That's not healthy, but it feels so good. Now, I haven't done anything to this to make it look decent. I can do this, but when I don't want it to look like what I call my little old lady set, I just take my, what is this? It's a blow dryer. And I always feel that just takes a little bit of the curl off. Well, that piece isn't going to work, is it? And because I don't have my mirror, we're just going to hope and pray that the back looks okay. Come on, you belong there. The blow dryer usually does that so nicely. What did I do wrong? All right, a little bit of hairspray. Don't ask me about the hairspray. It's the stuff I sold at the salon, and it's not made anymore. Remember, that company went under in COVID, like every other company that I know did, including my own. All right, done for the day. Hope it looks okay. You're going to be the judge, not me. I use bronzer. Not down here, up here a little. Used it on my eyes just because. No eyeliner because I can't see that far. A little brow, here, a little contour here, and my lips. I have found finally less is more. I've put on foundation once or twice recently. I love doing it, but not for the life I'm leading. It doesn't make sense. And this looks okay. Nobody's told me I'm an ugly ogre. And if they have, I have a habit of not listening anyway, so it's okay. All right, look at me. I'm going to unplug the mirror, the light, and the curling iron. No fires for Margaret today. I'm going to go get a cup of tea, and I'll be back. I vacuumed yesterday. I thought I cleaned, and then I get up, and I'm so disgusted with myself because it's not clean. And it's already 10:30 in the morning. I did take a shower, but I told you how late I'm getting up. This is not good. Got another cough medicine for my cough. It's not touching it. And my morning meds. I was talking to, oh, I gotta get my water out. I can't take morning meds without my water. Get my milk out. Get my, water out that's so full it's spilled all over the floor. And still spilling. Nice. You know, I use those dryer balls in the dryer to soften the clothes. I have 2 of them. There you go. And at least 2 weeks ago, one disappeared. Now, normally, when I'm folding the clothes, I find one tucked someplace. This one, no. And I kept saying, you didn't lose a Downy ball. I'm washing the floor from all the water I spilled. So it'll show up. Well, today I went to put this top on, and as I'm getting it out of the closet, I said, oh, you never wear this pink top. I don't know why you don't like it, Margaret. And then it was like, watch, right in my sleeve. I can get sidetracked faster than anybody you know, can I? Milk for my tea. I bought another milk. The other one went bad, and I thought I might need it for cooking over the holiday. I don't know what I think I'm cooking. But outside of that, I will not use it in my tea anymore. Just one more thing not to waste. Pills. I always take a little bit of water on a spoon. And one of my capsules come out. We know I can't swallow them. But because I have an attention span of a gnat, I'm never sure if I've taken it. I put it upside down after I've taken it. That way, at the end of the day, at supper time, I know I have to take one more and it's right side up. It works for me. It's the only thing that's been working for me. To tell I haven't been talking to anybody. My throat hurts from talking. Never thought that would happen in my life. My folk fry blood, you always ask, whoops, you're not going to see that. It's just got everything in the world in it. I think it's kept me healthier. My sister Karen gets mad that I do this. She said it looks like I'm scolding. I'm not. I'm trying to remember what I'm talking about. Fruitcake. See, fruitcake. Second one that I've opened of this size. The one that I got from Nola from Texas. Gosh, Nola, I've already forgotten the name of it, and it's delicious. I cut it in 4s. I've only eaten a quarter. The rest went in the freezer. It was really good. And then my sister Karen got together with Joanne, a friend, and they made fruitcakes. So I got a small loaf of that. So the reason you haven't heard from me in a week is I've been in a sugar coma. Not really. But boy, I'll tell you, I've been eating a lot of fruitcake. Oh, it's the season. I should be able to, right? What's been going on in my world? Really not a lot. On a day-to-day basis, I'm lazy. I haven't been doing a lot. I didn't realize how much I turned down the productivity in the winter. And I've got to get some stuff done. You know how proud I was because I painted that inside of that cabinet? I haven't done any of the others. I really want to. I think it would present so nicely when we're showing the house. Listen to me, I sound like I know what I'm talking about. And I've got to sand down the laundry room where I put all the spray foam and see if I could throw a coat of paint on it and make that look adequate. It has helped. There's no cold air. I actually don't have to tie the 2 doors together so that the cellar air pushes them open. So those are on my plate. However, I don't have much time to get them done. I have a feeling the cabinets won't get done. I'm truly fighting with myself. I don't feel like doing it. My interest in this place, of course, has waned. I won't let it be less than wonderful, but my heart's not in keeping it going. What else? I, of course, went to Hannaford's, which I'm only doing every other week or so. This is wonderful, or at least only once a week. But I am turning into an old lady. And I really don't believe that. I am so tuned in to what the heck was that? To customer service. It's my thing. Because of the business, it's my thing. I want customer service to be top of the line. I don't want you to go above and beyond. I want you to be as kind as you can possibly be. I don't think there's any excuse for not being as kind as you can be. Now, saying that, I was kind when I said this. I really was. But I got to the checkout lines at Hannaford's, only 2 open. It wasn't crazy busy. One of them was a young girl, which shouldn't matter. I know it shouldn't matter. And a young guy bagging. Her light was on, saying that she's open, but at the end of the register conveyor, there was a sign, this lane's closed. And I couldn't get her attention because she had her back to everybody and was talking to the other kid. And I thought, well, I'm not going to be the idiot old lady who gets in the line that's closed. She must have forgot to turn her light off and she's going to be going on break. So with my dozen things, I waited behind 3 other people, and that's fine. And I'm waiting patiently because they've only got that one open, so you don't have any choice. Well, now there's 3 people behind me at least. One of them is a lady in a wheelchair, and those 2 are still talking, and nobody's in their lane. The front end manager is standing talking to the checkout that I'm in. I can't help myself. And I said when I got there, is that lane open? And they looked and said, yeah, her light's on. And I said, yeah, but there's a sign that says this lane closes. Anybody notice there's 7 people in this line, and she's got her back to everybody talking. Now, I did finish it with, I said, I'm sorry, but I'm in the customer service industry, and for me, that's not okay. And the front end guy, he's a young guy, and he went, yeah, things happen. And I said, I know, and they shouldn't. Because you've got 6 people, 7 people in line, and another one not working. And he did a stare down, which is fine with me, but I thought, this bothers me so much, because what I was taught is you just say, oh, I am so sorry. It cost you zip to say that. And then say, Reg 2 is open also, folks. None of that happened. They took down the sign, and they just stood there. And of course, the people behind me didn't initially hear any of that. It wasn't rude. So nobody moved until somebody new saw that the lane was open and the sign was gone. Frost my cookies, because first of all, they should be called front-end managers. They should be front-end leaders, team leaders. A leader leads, a front-end manages. He doesn't manage well, nor does he lead well. But if his title was leader, at least he would have a title to show him what to do, since obviously no one's told him. And I said to him, look, I'm sorry, I come from a business background. Customer service is everything. And he just smiled at me and goes, yeah, but things happen. And I get what he's saying. But, and I'm so sorry, would have gone so far. Not to me, I was already at the checkout, but you got a line behind you. Now I know, we can all say it's none of your business, Margaret. It's not. You're right. It's a character flaw. What can I tell you? Other thing, I am making vegetables for Christmas Eve. Help! I don't want anything creamy. I don't want anything heavy. I just want a nice, fresh vegetable. Right now, I'm leaning towards glazed carrots because everybody likes them. They're not nice, light vegetable. And maybe black and green beans so that there's two decent vegetables. It's only going to be a dozen people. I won't have to go crazy, but I'd like them to be a vegetable that people actually want to reach for. You know, not like, oh God, we have to throw a vegetable on the table, which is kind of what I'm thinking because we didn't have any vegetables on the table. So give me some ideas. Nothing too complicated. You know who you're talking to here? You give me 12 steps, I will skip 6 of them. Every time I've gone to Hanover's lately, because it's winter and I think I'm going to make soups, I have been buying potatoes and onions. I don't know why. I'm looking, I have, I think, 8 potatoes and at least that many onions sitting in a bin. So I think I'm going to make a soup. A potato and onion soup because I don't have anything else I want to put in. And this is, I think this is what Nanny from Nanny and the Moose recommended. It's a spice, a Creole seasoning. Yeah, there we are. And I only tried a tiny bit of it and liked it. So I want to see if I like that. I also bought willow tree chicken for everybody that knows what I'm talking about. You know, this is almost $11 for a tub. And I've gotten 4, maybe 5 sandwiches out of it. Also, I talked about this. You know how I bought that filet mignon about 10 months ago and bought 2 pounds and it was $50 and I thought, oh dear God, and everybody was completely up in arms. In fact, a couple of people said, I can't follow your channel if you can spend that kind of money. And I said, I'm going to cut this up. Well, I cut it in 3. The first piece that I had, I got 3 meals out of. Put the other 2 away. Now, you know, I always say I don't eat meat. Once or twice, 3 times a year, all of a sudden I'm craving some beef. Well, that's been in there 10 months, and I know you shouldn't have it in there that long. I got that out last week. The flavor is not quite as good, but I cooked it up. It was just as tender. It was awesome. No, I don't have a secret recipe. I just cooked it on 500 for 10 minutes because it was only a small piece, and then turned it down till it hit to 200 till it hit temp, and then let it sit for 10 minutes. Just some salt, pepper, and a little bit of like a beef rub that I bought, but nothing special. It was so good, but I don't like to just sit and eat beef, so I made sandwiches out of filet mignon. But 3 days. 3 days I got some sandwiches. So that $50 piece has already gotten 6 meals, and I have another piece that I'm going to cook for Christmas. So it'll get 9 servings out of the 2 pounds. I think that's adequate. I'll never do it again, only because I didn't realize how long I was going to let it stay in the freezer, which I should have. But, you know, Nikki's going, just buy yourself a small piece. Has she met me? That's hard for me. But I will, the next time I get the urge, just get a small piece and cook it up. Oh, I went to a financial advisor this week with the house going up for sale soon and, you know, all the things. I'm having a hot flash. You know, I have hot flashes at 70 with all the things going on. And the poor guy, he's a nice guy. And he sat and looked and, you know, what do you have for a portfolio? And I laughed at him like, no. Portfolio and Margaret don't go. What do you have in 401k? I don't. I don't. What do you I don't. I haven't got anything. What are you living on? My Social Security. And he said, you can't do that. Yeah, I can. I'm doing it. But that's, you're not going to, you know, inflation's going to wipe that out. Well, I hope not. I don't have a backup plan. And he was kind of concerned about that. You know, it's so funny. When you don't have it, you don't miss it. And I just said, I live frugally. And he said, well, how are you going to make this work? I will live more frugally. There's nothing I want. My bucket list, maybe it has a hole in it and it drained. I don't know. My bucket list is to stay alive and healthy and help those around me. I don't think that's wrong. I think people don't understand that. But isn't that what we always did in the old days? So the poor guy, he is going to try to put something together if I have any money from the sale of the house that I can tuck aside. So I'll meet with him next week or the week after to hear in his words, in his eyes, disastrous news. In my eyes, I just said I don't want to make any mistakes, which I could definitely do. You know, I have my Christmas decorations up. I haven't turned them on. I haven't turned the tree on. I'm content just to let it sit there, even with those candle lights that I love so much. Part of me, the frugal part, goes, what if you keep turning them on, the batteries are going to die. Maybe for the rest of the week leading up to Christmas, I can light my tree at night. And my house looks so sad without its outside lights on. My little lonely wreath on the shed door that's lit. I hope it goes to somebody who loves it. The house, not the wreath. It's the other thing I was thinking. When I talk, I must speak in shorthand because my mind has already filled you in on a subject, and then I just go from there. And a lot of times you go back, like with the house plans. I got so many comments about making it handicapped accessible. And I did do that in the original plans and didn't even think to mention it because I know I did it. My son, Michael, does that for a living, mobility construction. So he will definitely check that. And that's the first thing that Nikki mentioned to me, making sure that everything was wide enough for a wheelchair for any event, you know, me, them, whatever. So that was all done. But I apologize because so much of that, I assume people know. You know what they say about assume? We have a shrine, La Salette. It's well known. It's a great big piece of acreage. It's all lit up at Christmas. I haven't been there for 20 years. One night this week, as I'm coming home from Mike and Nikki's, it'll already be dark, I would like to take a ride and show it to you. That's on my list. Even knowing that Christmas is next week, to me it feels like months away. Mainly because I don't have the gift buying and the wrapping, so the pressure's gone. Aw. I think at our age, well, let me speak for myself, at my age or my stage of life, I spend so much time in contemplation, trying not to be thinking about the things I wish I had done differently, because that's an exercise in futility, but just thinking, just ruminating on life. And how many of you have reinvented yourself dozens of times, or at least more than once over the years? Because I feel like I am not just changing a little, I full-blown change a lot. You know, from the businesswoman, well, from the mother all in, and I know it's life changes too, but mental changes, from being very, very rigid in my thinking. Believe it or not, I'm not nearly as rigid as I used to be, for being very judgmental. Now, I will say, I fight that, and I try not to be judgmental, but inside, I'm still making judgments. I just find now that they're not, after I secretly judge it, my last thought is to each their own. So that is better, but the mellowness, which I'm telling you, I am so much more mellow. And all those changes, you know, from dressing up, spending money on clothes, and looking back and saying, why? Who are you trying to impress? Well, it's trying to impress myself. You know, it's lipstick on a pig because you want to project something that you're really not. That's my case. But to getting to this point, and I keep thinking about, who am I now? Well, I'm fine with whoever I am. I'm comfortable with whoever I am. But I've thrown away, I don't know if that's the right word, I've let go a lot of the friendships that didn't serve me. And I feel like I should feel badly about that. But I don't. You know, I was talking to Nikki and said my patience level with people peripherally in my life is gone. And she said, well, of course it is, because all those years you had to be that patient because of your position. I guess maybe, but I don't have, I want to say time, but I feel like I have plenty of time. But I'm going to use that word. I don't have time for people who, for lack of a better word, are two-faced. I don't have time for people who are not genuine. And I really think that's a failing of mine. I think I have to work on that, because that means I don't have patience for too many people. Is that something that any of you struggle with, or is it just a Margaret deal? Because I don't like it. I don't like, well, I was going to say I don't like cutting people out of my life, but I also don't like spending time with people who I don't respect. I guess that's a word I'm looking for. I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. Talk me through this, folks. Is this an age thing? Is this a stage of life thing? I don't know what it is. The house plans. I told Nikki, by the time we get this done, I'm going to be living in a box, because I keep finding ways to shrink them. And because I really want a small house. It is small. I've got it down to under 600 square feet now, and I still have everything I need. I did move things around again. I actually went through costing everything out now. So, costing out the kitchen cabinets and the appliances, so I know where I stand financially. I've spent so many days just playing, because that's like coloring, where other adults like to sit and color. Yeah, I like to design houses. So I've been in heaven. I think once we turn that over to a designer, once Nick and Mike know what they're doing, it's not going to need to be tweaked too much. And then I have decided to sell the house myself. I am not giving away $20,000 or $30,000. If I have to at the end, sure, but I got to make a stab at this. I have to. It doesn't, there's a concierge service now where they help you market it. So that makes everything so much easier. They put it up on all the sites, and then you just have to get a real estate attorney for closing. That part concerns me. I'm sure I'll figure it out. So we'll see. At some point this week, I've got to finish the one pair of slippers I'm making for my granddaughter. I have plenty of slippers, I said, left over that I can give to the kids. They still love them. We'll get together as a family early on Christmas Eve, so that all the youngins, there's a lot of youngins in my sister Bernie's family, and we go there because, Michael and Dennis were raised in the same house as Bernie's kids, and they're the ones that they think they're brothers and sisters, so we will go there. Christmas Day, I will run out to Mike and Nikki's for an hour, which is the first time we're doing that. So I'm looking forward to this week. Here's the big things, right? I've got to get a sticker on my car in December. And I normally take it and get the oil change and make sure it's all set for winter. So I've got to call Monday to get that done. I don't have a lot of time left. I truly meant to do that beginning of the month. Ask me what happened. I don't know. So on my list today is very little. The vacuum is done. The house is semi-clean. I have to knit those slippers. I really, really, really should start working on these cabinets. Not gonna happen unless I get a boost of energy that I'm not aware of. It's not gonna happen. And if I don't do that, I have to finish the laundry room wall. It looks horrendous. That's all I've got. I hope you're all having a great weekend. I'm sure there's a lot of Christmas parties going on. The sisters tried to get together for tea before Christmas. We couldn't find a time. Not when all of us are available. So that will be in a New Year thing. Don't drive yourselves crazy this week. Enjoy the holiday. For those of us who are alone more than we're with people, still do what makes you happy. That's all that's important. Just make yourself happy. Not at the expense of anybody else. No, no, no. and have a wonderful week. And I'll talk to you before Christmas.